What up? This is Rama Screen, and I'm here talking with the showrunner, executive producer of Chicago Party Ant, premiering September 17 on Netflix, Matthew Craig. How are you, Matthew?
Very good. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations. So, is this the wildest animated show you've ever run? I mean, this is vastly different from compared to that new Looney Tunes that you did, right?
Yeah, I did New Looney Tunes and Lego City Adventures were the two. Sorry, I got a leaf blur going right by my house. But yes, distinctly different. And I wanted for years to try and get into what is considered to be adult animation or that perspective. And so this one was very different because it allowed us to have an opportunity to kind of say and do whatever I couldn't say or do in my past shows. Although it would be great to have Bugs turn and be like tits up, tits out. But we never could do that.
That would be awesome. So yeah. When working on an adult animated series like Chicago Party Ant, are the jokes completely unfiltered, completely no holds barred, or are there jokes that you guys would not touch?
Well, I think it depends on the honest answer to this is that in the writer's room, there is no holds barred. We want to explore everything to the nth degree. But that at times means if the joke is mean-spirited or not motivated in the right direction, then we would amend it. Mainly because the character Diane wouldn't say or do certain things that were misguided or disrespectful. So I don't know if that answers the question. In the room, we would try and explore anything we possibly could, but we wanted to also make sure that we weren't just being gratuitous for gratuitous sake or that there was some worth to it. We also wanted to make sure that we didn't get too saturated in one direction, meaning like we didn't want it to, so that you didn't get fatigued. You know, there are some shows you watch that you get, fatigued from how, in your face or aggressive they can be. And so we were trying to be conscientious too of being like, there is a time and a place for this type of stuff, but we also want to make sure that we're embedding some good heart into these and family and something that people can connect to, not just so that it got to a point that people were like, we get it, she's dirty, So we wanted to make sure we were giving it some depth. But man, we have some zingers that are in the show. So I think like some of it is like a lot of them made it in. So
I read that the animators are the same animation production behind Big Mouth. Was that always part of the plan from the beginning, or was that Netflix saying, hey, go work with these guys?
Well, that's somewhat true. Titmouse is the animation studio that's behind Big Mouth. They're also the animation studio that's behind our show. They are an incredible animation studio, top notch, the best in the business. But those people and our people are different people on the shows, if that makes sense. So it's not that same crew made this show, but that same company did. And initially, I think stylistically, they wanted the characters to look somewhat reminiscent. I do think in some ways, the idea was this could be a companion show. Big Mouth is also a show, a mature show, an adult animation show that is rife with well-told stories full of heart. This too, I think, is very similar in that style, but our crew is distinctly different. And I think there are a lot of differences between them as well, as far as visually our backgrounds and where we landed. And even our character development it got amended. It got softened quite a bit. But yeah, I'm grateful for that Titmouse studio, and I'm grateful for the crew that we had on this show because the benchmark was set pretty high on the prior shows, and that they'll continue to. I think this show reflects that. So, but I think I don't think it was conscientious, other than that is a hell of a company that makes good shows, and hopefully we land amongst those shows as well.
What do you think is the source of Diane's wild attitude and free spirit? Is it because she never outgrew her rebellious phase?
I think that it initially is that, yeah, she found her greatest sense of joy and was probably had a greater sense of connect to her own true existence earlier than most other people do. I think a lot of us continually look for it, myself included, where you're constantly thinking like, maybe that isn't acceptable. Maybe that isn't the right way. And she very early on was like, if I'm having fun and I'm being inclusive and loving to the people around me, then what I'm doing doesn't matter. And that over time has been manipulated by the society around you feeling more judgmental of those people. So I don't think that she ever changed. I think she was like, I'm going to have fun. And, what are you can't change it. If, this is how I live my life and judge me for whatever you want. And then that she lived her life that way for 20 or 30 years. And that's what I keep saying is that technically that she's always been in the right headspace. Like she is full of heart and full of love for the people around her. She has zero judgment. She is all inclusive. She doesn't judge people on race or sexual preference. It's just how she verbalizes that. Her linguistics have gotten antiquated, not her integrity. And we will find those people again. That's what I'm always saying is that the people who are 20-year-olds right now helping me be more woke will eventually, just like I did with my dad, be more woke. They too will have someone telling them 20 or 30 years from now that they too need to be woke. Being woke is going to constantly be changing, and knock on wood, I hope it is. I hope that it constantly is something that allows people to recognize that as the world changes, you need people. But Diane's always been right. It's how she phrases it.
Well, I tell you, I've been to Chicago once, a lovely city. So I hope to see maybe when you get season 2, maybe Willis Tower or Sears Tower to make an appearance or something,
Yeah, for sure.
More of Chicago stuff in there. So for my fans at home, everybody go check out Chicago Party Ants, premiering September 17 on Netflix. Matthew, thank you for talking to me and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.